Good morning. It's probably 10, I guess. This, it's going to be hard doing this. I'm going to try to act like I'm in the presence of the people who's doing this. So, to the masses, it's just going to look ignorant. It's going to look stupid. But I have to look stupid. I'm not like the Romans and the philanthropists of this day and of the old age of Pisces, how they look at all us, look at what we do, and it's like, look at where it got us. All that shit talking they got, all them little fake ass fundraisers and stuff, and the money generated through the school systems and candy sales, and the money generated through the sports, through the movies, through the cartoons, through the action figures, through the everything created is what these people have created. But if I was in the presence of them, my question would be, I don't even think it'd be a question. It's like, but you lie. 3 simple words. And I'd look them dead in the eye and I'd say, but 4 words. It's a lie. See, that's how simple my world is of quote unquote true Christ. Christ is from within, guys. And it is, and we've gotten twisted. Churches, temples, they all stem from astronomical observatories. And they do. And astrology is the mad mother of astronomy. We have astronomy, Christians do, Gnostic Christians, and they have astrology, which is divination, necromancy, sorcery and wizardry and everything that Harry Potter and the Catholic Church is about. But my question to you or my statement is, but it's a lie. It's like, the Templars supposedly created the first checking account system to where in Europe somebody would give them this here and then they would take it, or they would do whatever, the Templars. People would travel, and then when they'd get there, instead of it being compromised and being kidnapped or whatever, they would take care of it and get it there. So your banking system were created, 13th, 14th, 15th centuries. Alexandria had coined slot machines. You'd put some kind of possession in there, but it wouldn't be money, it would be holy water. So, that's where all that comes from. But with the banking systems being set up based off of Saturn, I know that's, that's your thing, but you worship the death side, the bad side of Saturn, which is just darkness. And I see it. I see your true heart. This won't be the last time that I would ask him this. I can tell you that. But see, this can't be a history lesson for the masses at the same time when I'm trying to talk to you. I know that the banking system was created for today. I know that you're in charge of the ages now, and that you're evil as shit. And this age that you're ushering in is being forced on Goy, which are animalistic nature, since that's the environment that you've created for them and for me. But that's me, and I know you know who I am because I've sent packages out and shit. got those articles, blew up. They created the addictions. You did. You created them. So you knew deep down inside, you're like, he's going to collapse. He can't make it in that environment. We made it. Nobody makes it out. It's death. But I did. Not only did that book of AA that y'all pretty much created, that you, whoever under you did, and see, and that's true evil philanthropy is when you create stuff and y'all, and I know that you let other people take recognition for it somehow, shape or form, because you're up here and then there's a million underneath you. So you can't be seen because the trail's too long, and you can find it, but you know that you've created all the shit laid out there for me and for us to where we can't. And I know that the Sumerians and the Chaldeans and Phoenicians, the Egyptians never talked about evolution from an ape. I know that's racist towards black people and they've accepted it. I understand that. But I understand that everything that we have comes from the Sumerians and Chaldeans and Assyrians and Egyptians, because there's a good side to it. You've just made it all bad. The clock and time and the zodiac that they studied forever, that we're supposed to be studying, that you took from us. They never not once said that we came from an animal. The plant kingdom and the animal kingdom is in the gems and stones. That's all over there. The universal name that you gave us, God, is who created us. Because this is smaller. In all of the ancient civilizations that I just brought up, they never once talked about flying through air because they knew that we're right here. They know that. But I know that you've created Saturn, which is the TV, the cube. I know you've created Xfinity with the cross sideways, mocking Christianity. I know how this virus just disseminated Christianity like you planned on. Islam and Judaism too. That's the whole design. And you know that I can't say much more, but I can. But see, if I talk any more about what's really going on, people will run, all of them will run from me. Because I know the real truth about all of it. The government that we have, the families that you have created, the androgynous. There is a male and female aspect to every human being here, but it's not what you're bringing. We all have a feminine and a masculine side. But see, what you're going at is the creation. You're changing everything on purpose. You are the God. You are the vicar of this world. Even though nobody sees you. I do. I see you every day. How you have just turned Earth, Mother Earth, completely upside down. You dumbed the earth down for centuries. Once you burn down Alexandria, you and your fucking bloodline, once y'all burn that shit down and burn down all the scrolls, the largest library, y'all kept whatever, you probably kept them all, and you've got all of them. And one way to erase history is to do that. These are scrolls. I know, they can't come back. And then going back to Aries and Taurus and those ages. See, instead of guiding humanity, but this is supposed to happen. You're leading humanity, the billions, into full-blown slave captivity, which we're already there. They just don't know it. It took me about a year to really see how much power that you have. The vision that my daughter was in when I was at Penfield, when she came in my vision, dreams are different because you've altered our dreams through your medications, through Mother Circe, which is pharmacy and sorcery. But in my vision, she came in the clouds that you at one point in time you could never mess with, the natural ones. And I was floating, and there was a door frame, and she came in there and she sat down and she sat on my chest and she lifted her head up and she said, "I want you to be free, Daddy." And where I'm at now as opposed to then, I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know that dreams can be altered through medications and taken from our creation, that you did that. As time has gone on, it wasn't just free from alcohol, it was free from all your bullshit that you've created. See, some people can call it a deity. Some people call it Christ, Brahma. But my higher power, it came through my daughter in that vision. But I'll be damned if I'm going to beat everything that you've put out here, almost, only to witness an age change to where what you're doing right now. I'm not going to allow that. And it's not fair on your part to just kill somebody because you don't like them or because they're on fire. Because see, somebody like me you hadn't seen before. See, I cut my shit more than your own children and people around you do, and you just sacrifice them. They ain't worth shit. Well, think about that guy right there and the people that know what happened. They're blind, they're gone though. This is between me and you. You know what's going on. And that's why I've talked about let's see. The Mockingbird Games is a real movie. I know that. Everything that you do is implemented into society. You mock us. You mock us. Everything that you do. Even the corona is the crown. I know, buddy. I know. And you're like, ha ha, I know, right? And it's like, yeah. You're mocking Christianity. Hardcore. And I know they're inside. They're doing the opposite of what the Bible says to do. And you know that you're in full charge. I know that you're in charge of all the speeches that the leaders give. I know that you put your funky little bullshit in there in them, which is cool, But remember, it's a lie. It's what you're doing right now, ruling the whole world, is no different than somebody ruling their whole world with alcohol or pills that you've created. You've got the same greed drive, evil drive that's been here forever, that anybody else has, the compulsions that you've created. What are you going to do when you get there? Seriously, have you ever thought about that? What are you going to do when you finally get there? It ain't going to be no fun no more. Oh, yeah, I know. You've already created crazy moon and Mars missions and whatever. You'll freeze people, so to speak. And I'm sure you got it lined up. I've seen that in my visions, too, on how you're going to freeze people. They'll think they're going to be frozen and y'all are going to go to Mars and keep them under for so many years. And it's all going to be crazy lies, just like but it's like it's not going to last. There's only so much that you can do within this realm, and you know that. So what are you trying to get it all in before the next dispensation? Because see, through the ages, I know that the only way you can flood something is from all around. The only reason the sky is blue is because of water. All right? You can't bend water. And that's just the most common sense one right there. You can't bend it. Those two luminaries are pretty badass. And what's even more badass is how you've taken that faculty that we were born with from these gadgets and everything, to where when even somebody's standing next to me and I'm like, look at that. And they're like, yeah, it's 230 million miles or 1,000 miles away. And I just look at them and it's like, wow, you are badass. You know, that's why that guy, you created all them tubes and shit. You created that whole medical industry. Everybody that's obese and cavities and crooked teeth and want fake tits, fake gas, vagina change, penis change, you know, alcoholism, food addiction, everything. You created all of it. That's not godly. It's this world, and you created it to destroy humanity. And then you own everything, and so when you mass push everything to normalize it, eventually everybody's going to fall into it, and they don't even know. I know the environment that we're living in. This is hell. What we lived in was hell, and it was. But the damage that you've done already, it's not, and you know it too. You know that people are under the influence of the pills that you've made, under alcohol and fear and everything else, and you don't care about us. And you know that whatever you put out there, they're going to feed on it because you control us through the vaccines, through the medications, you know, through the modified foods and through the chemicals that run through those substances that run through our bodies. You know, there's metals within those that coincide with all these lines and power lines and the invisible frequencies of 5G and whatever else. There's all kinds of stuff flying through the air, and it's affecting our bodies. And I know you know that. It's just too hard for them to see. Obesity is normalized. You know, the whole industry that makes money, that people have jobs, they created anything they want to destroy, they can stop it. You know, like bars, they'll probably say bars are too nasty, you know, and you'll have to start looking for another route. I hate to say that. Restaurants, dine-ins, you know, they're going to stick to this shit. And it's horrible what you're doing, all because of a lie. You know, and seriously, once you get there, you're going to be miserable. The people above you will be miserable. You know, using human life for financial gain, for worldly gain, you know, to turn people into, you know, slowly incorporating doo-doo and unicorns and stuff, getting them used to doo-doo, till eventually they're going to start eating doo-doo. I know what you're doing. You're conditioning them to eat doo-doo. And you will. You'll have somebody come out famous and they'll do it, and then over time the others will do it, and then eventually you'll have humanity eating feces normally. And if you don't do it, you'll be shunned. Just like now with this fucking crazy shit going on. You know, people are shunning because you own this world. You own those people through a TV, through gadgets. Now you got them in everybody's hands. You got it. But you still lie. It's easier to lie than it is to live a good, solid life. You know, and you've just gained so much momentum. Y'all are just eager to get there, and you're a little overboard here lately with all these crazy fucking numbers that are the same, you know, and how all this is. I know what you do. People won't believe me. And I'm cool with that. After this, I'll probably just sit back, because I know the days that are going to be bad and nobody believes it and nobody gives a shit. So I'm just going to sit back. I'll mind my business. And then I know in my quadrant, I'll probably be the Mockingbird Games winner. And that's some real shit too, since you've got all these cameras everywhere. And I know eventually, you know, with the facial scan and everything, you're going to make people go inside. And there'll be a curfew worldwide. That's some shit. I'd like to be in the room with you and everybody when you finally do that. When you're sitting in there and you're like, all right, yeah, at 3:30, I'm just saying that in the afternoon, I'm gonna have them all inside, you know, and you'll get off on that the same way that people put a 30-pack in their refrigerator. It's the same endorphins, you know. And truthfully, all this that's going on, if you come to me and said, I got a problem, and it's like, okay, Satan, And it's like, I got a problem about ruling the whole world, man. And it's like, all right, we'll talk about it. And then you spill your beans about all this. And it's like, well, the one way we can do it is to come right out and say, hey, false alarm, but you won't do that. You know, y'all have spent too much money. You've lied too much. You have gained too much momentum for anything to stop. And my own journey here is just to show as many people as possible that'll listen that, look, this is not what you think. This is bigger than anything. I know you own it all. You own everything. In some way, shape, or form, you own it all. You do. And, you know, just like people like going out and shooting guns, you like shooting rockets up in the air that fall into the ocean. You know, and that's it. So what? And you do it on fake and funny money that you created and gave to us. And it's like, you know, when I be still and know that I am God, in my visions, I can see in antiquity, you know, certain gladiators, you know, doing the same thing that sports do now, and watching the masses and seeing the emotion, the force of the emotion that people are just so captivated in and so blinded while all this is going on over here. It's the same thing, you know, and it's like, I could tell you more about my visions, and I'm probably sure you'd want to know, because it's like, man, this guy doesn't do anything, and it's like he's seeing that's right. When I found out you could, when you cut things like you've taught us not to, when you cut all your little gadgets, you can, your third eye opens, your pineal gland that the Sumerians talked about, you know, but we've all been taught bad, you know, and there was Baal worship, and I know all about that. Dionysus, you know, Bacchus, you know, Horus and Osiris, Isis, Tammuz. You know, I mean, there's some cool stuff in history that you didn't never allow us to learn, and it's on purpose. And my job is just to see how many people will listen. Just give me some more time here so I can just try to wake a few up. Love you.